Edwina, can you tell me about the protocol for a circumstance like this? Start with Wednesday, the day that the plea is going to be changed from not guilty to guilty. What should we expect to see happen on Wednesday? What will we hear from Bryan Kohberger on that day?
Sure. Thank you, Ashleigh. I think that what we can anticipate in this case is the judge is not going to accept any type of skirting around the elements of this crime. Unfortunately, what is going to be required is Mr. Kohberger pleading guilty to the elements of the murders of each of these 4 kids. And I hate to use the words kids because they're obviously adults, but we know that they're just, university students on the cusp of their life. And I think the court is going to require and not accept anything other than Mr. Kohberger telling the court exactly what happened in this case.
But I don't expect that Wednesday. Do you expect that much of an allocution on Wednesday? Or do you expect to hear those kinds of details during sentencing at the end of July?
If the court is going to accept a guilty plea on Wednesday, Bryan Kohberger is going to have to tell the court exactly what he did to be guilty of this crime. So I do expect that on Wednesday. Unless there was an Alford plea, which I cannot anticipate the state agreeing to in this case. But if the court is going to accept a plea, he's going to have to tell the court what he did.
And Brian Entin, if you could just weigh in very quickly, this has all been very last minute for the families as well. And so they haven't even got 48 hours at this point to put together their statements, their victims' impact statements. I mean, where did they tell you they were at with this process? Even arriving, even going to the hearing on Wednesday?
Well, and just to respond to what Edwina said, I have been told that the prosecution said that they would not accept an Alford plea. And what an Alford plea is, and Edwina can correct me if I'm wrong, she's the lawyer here, but the way I understand it, an Alford plea would have been a plea where he would have pled guilty, gotten life, but he wouldn't have actually admitted to committing the murders. And I am told that the prosecution would not accept that kind of a plea. It needed to be just a flat-out, I did it, I'm taking full responsibility plea. So I don't think Alford plea is on the table, but I guess we'll find out for sure on Wednesday. In terms of the timing, I mean, I think these families were getting ready for a trial in August and emotionally gearing up for that. And now to know that they have to figure out a way to get to Boise in 2 days and face the man who is admitting to killing their kids. And I told you this earlier, Ashleigh. One family member told me, and this just like really hit me the way she described it, you know, that she had been working for 2.5 years to get her power back, like to take the power away from Bryan Kohberger and to feel empowered again. And that she felt like when the prosecution gave Kohberger the option of either taking the plea or going to trial, that he somehow had all the power again now, and that was the most devastating thing for her. And I think that just gives you an eye into sort of how these families are processing this right now.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.